Alright, today I'm gonna make a video, and look here, the pond is starting to get a little dry on me, but we had some rain earlier, filled it back up quite a bit. And I'm just gonna ramble on a lot, and just go on about it, But I start with my monitors, taking them outside at an early age. Like, as soon as he got to the point to where I could handle him enough to where he wouldn't freak out all the time, I was working with him outside. That way it didn't come as a big shock when he comes outside. And that's the way I've always did it with them. And they like being outside, like I said, and as I've said in other videos, it's a positive experience. Now, what I have here, I'm probably the only person that if you say, do you got a mouse in your pocket, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, I got a few. And I'm going to try to get him to come to me today. I fed him a shitload last night, and he's still a little bloated from that. So I don't know if it'll be successful. And this water's a little cooler than what I like, but no, it ain't that cool. Here we are. Oh, yeah, here we go. Look at that. Come on, come on, Oh, we got my finger. Alright. Oh. Don't get my finger this time, asshole. Damn! That's the first time he bit me. He held on too. But it didn't lacerate me too bad. Alright. I know a bunch of people's gonna be watching that and be like, I knew that was gonna happen sooner or later. Alright. Give me one. See, I splashed the water, and that'll trigger predator response out of him. And then I say his name over and over, and then eventually it'll get to where all I gotta do is say, Aura. And here, Aura. Yeah, that might be about all she wrote for today. Oh, no, here we go. Come on. Aura. It's hard to somewhere. Aura. I'm lucky he did not lacerate my finger a lot worse. Oh, you're alright, buddy. You're alright. That's the biggest hurdle when you get them to where you can take them outside like this, is getting them used to seeing other people outside. He sees my niece right now with that camera, and Spirit, man, I could not take her outside if anyone or no one else could be outside when I had her out, or she would never calm down. Now this guy here, he's doing really good. But now he's starting to reassess. That's why I say reassess. You want to get them and they start reassessing things. Here we are. Which I don't know if I'm going to get him to eat another one. Well, it's looking, but I know one thing. I don't want him chomping down on my finger again. But look, I don't know how, but that's literally all it did was that little scratch right there, and I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, as my buddy Minion Crew just told me, it burns a lot of people up that they can't get their lizards tamed. And then here's me, old backwoods hillbilly me. And I've never really connected with other people or nothing. A lot of this, is self-taught. And but I've had monitors. I wanted a water monitor ever since I was like 6 years old. I've said it numerous times, and I finally got one. I always dreamed of being able to do this with one. So, and now I'm a man. I've grown up, and I got a water monitor. I had another water monitor, and it's just so awesome doing this. And like, this is my meditation. This is how I unwind. There is nothing more relaxing to me than doing this. And a lot of you probably don't know this, but I have a lot of psychological issues. I suffer from anxiety, depression. I've been having a lot of panic attacks today over absolutely nothing. This is very, very, very therapeutic to me and my craziness. And yeah. Oh, there we go. He's eating them. He's eating. Is that good? People, ain't you gonna worry about parasites? Parasites is a risk, yes. But mainly if he's eating something from the wild. Plus, this pond right here, me, him, my dogs, there's one of my dogs, Daisy, is the only things that ever come to this pond. I mean, I'm sure the occasional crane does, and there's bullfrogs that live in it. And people act like monitor lizards are made out of glass and paper. I swear. It's a fucking monitor lizard. It is one of the most toughest, resilient, resistant animals on the planet. In particular, Varanus salvator, your Asian water monitors. They have a widest distribution. They live in such a vast area in the wild. They're found in a wider distribution than any other reptile. They inhabit all of tropical Asia, all the way through Indonesia. I mean, that's how successful they are. And they have incredible immune systems and are incredibly resistant to disease and parasites. Which, I mean, when you take an Asian animal and you introduce it to a North American ecosystem, it can be very susceptible, or however the hell you say it, to North American parasites, you know. But that is a risk, and I don't feed him nothing out of the wild. And if I was to, and you can always remember this, you can feed them stuff out of the wild, but you have to freeze it for 2 weeks to kill any parasites. After that, it's happy-go-lucky. You're good to go. But, but I don't feed him nothing out of the wild, you know, for that reason. Plus, I don't want to kill nothing else and feed to him, you know, unless I got to. And, I mean, I don't like taking nothing's life, you know, unless I'm starving, I need to eat, or it's to feed something else, you know. And, monitors are just amazing animals. I love them so much. I mean, they are, to me, they are my pride and joy, especially in particular Varanus salvator, Asian water monitors. I love them. And, I just love how they swim. I love it, man. And I wish that I wasn't such a wuss about the water being cool, which it's a little cool for me anyway. But it really isn't cold. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't consider it cold by no means, but I would love to swim in here with him, and I probably will do that if it gets hot enough outside. But like I said, I'm a big wuss when it comes. The water's got to be literally warm to the touch for me to want to get in it. And this ain't, like I said, it ain't cold, but it ain't warm. If it was much colder than this, I wouldn't like him being in it. But yeah, and I'm glad it filled up a lot because it was starting to dry up, and I was getting a little worried there. And I'll tell you something else I like to do with my lizard is climb up trees with him. And this tree right here, one day, believe it or not, when I had Spirit, she climbed way up in it, and I was way up high, up in this tree, and I had mud all over my boots. And I shifted my weight wrong, my feet went bloop. I smacked the ground, my head almost smacked the bottom of that tree. Whew, I'm glad I didn't hit, because I've got brain damage from a four-wheeler accident, and I can't take any hard licks to the head, or they said it could. It stand a very good chance of going into a coma and becoming brain dead, or it could just flat out killing me. So I got to be careful about hits to the head. And but yeah, whenever I smacked the ground, I was like, oh shit! So I run back up here and grab her before she could get too high up. But luckily, I didn't get hurt. But I mean, there's nothing more majestic to me than watching these guys. I mean, just how they move, especially how they swim. It's like a crocodile. I love it. I wish crocodilians was legal here in Kentucky, because I would love to have a Cuvier's dwarf caiman. But they're not legal here, and I don't know if I could get a permit for one or not, but I'm just fine with my water monitor, because monitors are my favorite. Crocodilians are my second favorite. But I mean, you're looking at an animal right here, man, that's intelligent. I mean, and this is no shit. I know everybody knows these guys are intelligent, but I tell you what, all of my past monitors, I am not lying, I'm not exaggerating, I had them in a routine of using the bathroom outside. I take them out a certain time every morning, certain time every evening. I did that with a water monitor and a Savannah monitor. And they took right up on the routine. I mean, within a week, I had them broke. And I never had to worry about them shitting in their water bowl, which is, you know, that's a major thing with monitors, and it gets annoying having to empty that water pan. I went a whole month without ever having to empty spirits. And the only reason I did was because I just wanted to get fresh water. All I'd have to do is just keep it filled up, you know, and I never did have to change it for a month or two. And that was really awesome. And so far, he has not pooped in his cage in about a week. So I'm doing good. I'm getting progress with him. But the bad thing is with this one, he don't like to poop in his cage, but he sure likes to shit in the house, and he sure likes to shit on me. I ain't quite got him in the routine exactly yet of putting him down in a certain spot of the yard and him going first thing yet. I took him out today, and I was getting ready to put him down. I was just a second too late. He shit right in the palm of my hand. I've never had a monitor that shit in the palm of my hand, but this one has shit directly in the palm of my hand 4 or 5 times now. But I mean, we're making progress. But in every other way, this is by far the calmest, best temperament monitor I've ever owned. This guy here, I mean, he is amazing. Like I said, Spirit, if anybody else was out here with us, she would bolt, and there was no calming her down either. No way, no how could I get her calmed down. This guy, I mean, hell, yesterday I had him walking around the yard, and the day before, and I had a bunch of family over. There was like 6 people out in the yard, kids playing and running and hollering and everything, and I was just letting him do his thing, just walking around. And I promise you, he is not a captive bred animal. My buddy, my good friend Chris O'Connor, got him at a reptile expo, and he was farm bred, which, I mean, if you look into it, farm bred is just a sugar-coated way of saying wild caught. But I don't know if he was literally wild caught hatchling or captive hatched egg. I kind of suspect captive hatched egg because he's got an amazing temperament. I mean, he's awesome. And you hear all this stuff, not from nerd, but this is definitely not from nerd, and he acts just like one from nerd. I mean, it can be done. I mean, you can, and like I said, I've not ever really been good at a whole lot else in life, you know, except reptiles. It's always been my passion, and I mean, I'm obsessed with them. I mean, as a kid growing up, I would not be like most kids. I wasn't into sports or nothing. I was out catching snakes. I had Chinese water dragons when I was a kid, and I would fool with them all the time. And chickens too, believe it or not. I had a pet rooster, and he would follow me everywhere I went growing up. But monitors have always been my number one, and I've had monitors, and I just observe them and watch every movement he makes. And I can tell you what's going through his head by the way he flicks his tongue, by the way he shifts his eye. I know that's one gift I got. I'm not good at a whole lot of other things, but when it comes to reptile psychology, in particular, Varanus psychology, it's like my mind becomes in sync with theirs. I can pick up a wild snake and let it crawl all over me, even venomous ones. I know a lot of people's against free handling. Free handling venomous snakes is a very retarded thing to do, and I'm not by any means encouraging that. But I will free handle a copperhead, only because they're mildly venomous. You know, it ain't nothing deadly. Anything deadly that has the potential to probably kill me if it bites me, I will not free handle. But I will free handle mildly venomous. And I've caught 2 here a while back, and I would let them crawl all over my arm and everything. You know, I know a lot of people are probably gonna sass me about that. You know, and I should be sassed about it. But the thing is, I wouldn't have done it if I thought they would bite. But I could read them, and I could tell that they was not going to bite. And I mean, that just comes from hours of sitting here doing this. I mean, shit. Like, even when I ain't making my videos, all my free time, I'm out here in this pond just watching, observing him, and it's just so neat. But I love my monitor lizards, and thank you so much to all my friends that give me encouragement. You know, y'all lift me up a lot. You have no idea. You have no idea. And if you ever need me for anything, you know, I'm here. But y'all do not know how much that means to me. And I think it's pretty amazing that I've done something that this is what I do is such a special thing, you know, as I never would have guessed. Like I said, locally, you know, I've always been a loner and kept to myself, and always had reptiles, and they've always been my company and everything. And I didn't really have anybody else to connect to about reptiles. And then when I got in my trouble last year, my legal trouble, I decided to get on Facebook, and I swapped my drug addiction. I redirected it to a reptile or monitor lizard addiction. And I mean, I didn't ever get rid of my addiction. I just redirected it, and then I could connect with other people, you know, with my passion. And I was actually quite surprised to see that a lot of people didn't take their lizards and interact outside, you know. And I'm just proving that anybody can do it, you know, but it does come with its risk. I've never lost one. I will say that. I've never lost one. Everybody talks about invasive species. Invasive species usually happens when somebody's like, oh, I'm scared of it, or they just lose interest or whatever, you know, for whatever reason, and they be like, I don't want it no more, and then they just set it loose, you know. That's how invasive species start. Rarely does it start from somebody who actually cares about their animal and getting loose with it. Even if he was to freak out and run and get loose on me right now, seriously, where's he gonna go? I mean, this is in the middle of an open field, and being a juvenile monitor, he's not gonna walk out in an open field when he's got everything he needs right here. I mean, he's got everything he could want right here, so he's not gonna leave this area. And I would be able to get him again, even if it meant I had to set a trap. But he's past that point now. I don't have to worry about that no more. But I guess that's about all of the ranting I got for today.